Look at this coin, isn't it neat? Wouldn't you think my portfolio's complete? Wouldn't you think I'm the girl, Bitcoin girl who has everything? Look at this wallet, tokens untold. How many wonders can one ledger hold? Looking around here you think, sure, she's got everything. I've got Moneros and Zcash aplenty. I've got Tezos and EOS galore. You want finance coin? I've got 20. But who cares? No big deal. I want more. I wanna be where the traders are. I wanna see them driving around in those, what do you call them? Oh, Lambos. Saving your dimes, you don't get too far. White papers are required for 7 trading. Rolling out your own, what's that word again? I see, oh, up where they fly, up where there's fun, up where the coins all reach the sun, exchanging for free. Wish I could be part of that world. What would I give if I could live without using fiat? What would I pay to spend a day free from the Fed? Then in crypto land, they understand that they don't reprimand investors. Break your women, sick of holding with keys in hand, and ready to know what the OGs know. Ask them my questions and get some answers. What is a blockchain and why does it, what's the word? Validate. I really can't wait. What I wouldn't give to have every coin and shape shift, encrypted and free. Wish I could be part of that world.
Hey guys, how's it going? And welcome back. Today is Tuesday, September 11th, 2018. Hope you guys saw the last video I posted earlier today on 9/11. Just thought I'd make a video, conspiracy theory-ish, you know, just touching on whatever, my thoughts on 9/11. But back to regular scheduled program crypto video today. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to be talking about you know, again, finance, what's coming up, and crypto and how all this is related. So give a shout out to Naomi Brockwell and get a little thanks, you know, for the little music video we just saw to start off our day, our show. But today what we're going to be talking about is I was watching the Kaiser report this morning as I was uploading the 9/11 video. And you know, Max Kaiser was talking with was it Dr. Michael Hudson today, or yesterday, or whenever he talked to him, and it was a very, very interesting talk. I love listening to him. I love you know, his perspective on history and finance and everything we've been going through. And you know, listening to him, you know, gives me a quick reminder on where we are. You know, where we are right now in human history. We've been through this many, many, many times before. This is nothing new. Things have changed here and there, but for the most part, none of this is crazy new. In fact, it's the same old, same old. And you know, he was talking about how, you know, back in the day, how governments and how new leaders, you know, when they would come about, one of the things that they would first do would be this thing called the debt jubilee, or jubilee, in which everyone that was indebted, you know, they would all, you know, lose their debts. So all of a sudden, you know, imagine like when Trump would have gotten elected, you know, all our debts would just have gotten eliminated, and so on and so forth. So, you know, just things like that. So, and how far away we've come from that. He also talked about a few other things. He was talking about, you know, China. He was talking about the dollar. He was talking about so many other things. And what it really got me to thinking is back to, you know, what I've been talking about for like the last several days. I want to say, you know, over a week or more now, you know, which is the fact that what I really do think is going to be happening. And again, as each day passes now, as we're watching more and more what's going on, I'm realizing that, yeah, most likely I think this is what's going to happen. Now, again, we really don't, I'm sorry, I don't like to be 1,000%, 100% like, hey, this is what's going to happen, because anything can happen. But I really do think that, you know, when the economy crashes within the next few months, that the rest of the world, especially someone like China, which is the only one that really matters here right now. You know, China doesn't want to have the yuan as a reserve currency. This guy explains why he doesn't want, you know, why China doesn't want to be the reserve currency, because it comes with a multitude of all these other responsibilities that China just doesn't want to take on. I touched on this already. I talked about this before. And the fact that, you know, they would rather have the dollar be the dominant currency and have them take the brunt of a lot of the economic blows as they start happening, you know, as time starts going on, and so on and so forth. So again, what I was saying, how the dollar is going to crash, you know, within the next couple months, but, you know, as we're reassessing all this information, you know, what's really going to happen is that, you know, the dollar's going to hyperinflate, but so will every other currency around the world. And what we're going to start seeing after this, the next, you know, after the crash that's going to happen, you know, sometime in the next few months, what we're going to be seeing moving forward from there is that we're going to be seeing more, you know, countries either getting closer to that dollar, like really tightening that bond, you know, like AKA, like Mexico. Mexico's going to tighten that bond, like tighter than tight. Okay, I'm trying to stay G-rated here. Sorry. And other nations, you know, are literally going to be breaking away from the dollar, you know, and they're going to be using this as an excuse to really, really break away from the dollar. So, sorry, guys. Ooh. Anyways, really sucks when you can't pause sometimes. Jesus. Yeah, I think I got it. Trying to keep it 100, trying to keep it real. But anyways, so a lot of nations, you know, are really not going to be moving. I mean, a lot of nations are going to be moving away from the dollar for a lot of reasons. So look, for example, when I'm looking at everything and I see like the things with the Iran sanctions, I wouldn't be surprised if that was purposely orchestrated by the US government in order to get Europe and the European nations and the European Union and so on and so forth to break away from the dollar. You know what I mean? And so on and so forth. So everything, I feel like nothing is ever done. And look, and especially today, 9/11, we're really talking about conspiracies. We're talking about, you know, false flags. We're talking about like all these things. You know, when you really look at everything, for the most part, everything is perfectly calculated, and they already, like, this is what they want to happen 10 years down the line, and they're already preparing. And as we're watching it happen, it's already too late. You know what I mean? Like, they've already been planning. Whatever's happening right now has already been planned. Okay? Now, we can look at Trump many ways, you know, meaning that, yeah, he could be someone that came in out of nowhere and he's helping us, and then they're gonna help the US and make America great again, and so on and so forth. Or we can look at it as, you know, he is just part of the agenda, and, you know, he was told, who knows, maybe 20 years ago, hey, listen, brother, we're just gonna be grooming you to make you president. So these are the things you gotta do in order to be ready to be president by 2016 or whenever the fuck he got elected, you know, and so on and so forth. So, you know, this, you know, for me, it's a lot easier to believe the latter, meaning that they were grooming him to become president as opposed to he just came out of fucking nowhere. All right? Because another person that came out of nowhere, you know, was Bill Clinton, and, well, we know he didn't do a very good job, if you know what I'm saying. So that's that, you know, with what I got to say on that subject. And, you know, right now we really have no idea what's this president up to? Meaning, if he's helping us or not helping us until it's all said and done. Right now, it doesn't seem like he's really helping much. He seems like he's helping people like FDR helped, meaning that the nation was such a bad state of affairs that anything looked good. Anything that was done in towards the people was looked in a good way, and so on and so forth. So, and then we still remembered that because again, how the books were written, the history and all that shit. So, the way I'm looking at it is the same thing, that no matter what this guy does, he was set up on purpose, to be in this position. When the economic crash happens, we'll be kicking into a Cold War, rebuilding the nation, going into hyperinflating that dollar to kingdom come, making every other nation on earth also, go into hyperinflation. And whenever I see countries, that have already gone through this hyperinflation and gotten out of it, like aka Venezuela, or countries that are about to hit this hyperinflation, everyone has to go through the cycle. So if they just came out of hyperinflation and they did the petro and then did the blah blah blah, listen, Venezuela is going to be, they're going to be sitting pretty for the time being. And other nations, let's just say Turkey, if Turkey, all of a sudden gets the brunt of it and starts getting hit hard, same as Iran and other nations, once they get through their thing, they're going to be ahead of the game while every other nation still has to go through that, and so on and so forth. And every nation has to go through this because they are all attached to the dollar. And so depending on how they decide to move forward, it will depend on how it will affect the people and their nation. So for example, a country like Venezuela, Iran, Turkey, so on and so forth, these countries, they're deciding to take control of the situation and put it in their own hands and say, fuck it, we're gonna not, we're gonna do what we can in order to bail ourselves out and not be attached to the dollar. In fact, we're gonna try everything possible to get away from the dollar.
It just crashes every time my screensaver comes up.
All right, let's run a test. Just type in xy dot violator slash 467F46.
Type in
move.
Other nations, like Argentina, they don't have much of a choice, and so they are going the other way around, saying, well, we're not going to destroy our peso, we're not going to destroy our currency, we're not going to, whatever. In fact, what we're going to do is we're going to keep printing into oblivion. In fact, we're going to print so much so it's going to get to the point where our peso is not going to be worth anything anymore, just like Venezuela and so on and so forth. So we would have no other choice but to adopt the dollar. So for example, what that would mean is that if you as a tourist, as an American tourist, were to go to Argentina, you wouldn't have to exchange money because the dollar would be the reserve currency for that country. So Argentina would be moving dollars. Like if you go to Belize, Belize is dollars. They don't have Belize money, Okay, so it's the same kind of shit.
Got about $200, huh, D-Buck?
I got about $200.
So that's what I really do think is going to happen. I really do think that China is going to allow the U.S. to continue printing into oblivion, because the more the U.S. prints into oblivion, the more control China has. If all of a sudden China is the reserve currency, it's not what you actually think it is. They will become eventually at some point the reserve currency, but it's like if they don't even want to leave third world country status, what makes you fucking think that they want to be a reserve currency? The reserve currency comes with the same boat. It comes in the same book as being a first world nation, being a superpower. And even though most of the world considers them a superpower already, and they consider them a very influential, economic power. In fact, they're the strongest economy, if probably the second strongest economy at the very least, in the world. Yet they're fighting. The whole thing with trade talks with Trump, the most part, all the trade problems that are happening with Trump and China are literally because Trump is saying, hey, you guys are a first world country, therefore you need to pay X, Y, and Z, and you are in this, you're on this totem pole now. And China's like, no, we're not first world country anything. We're still a third world country. So we're a third world developing nation, you know, the whole thing, you know, the developing currency, developing nation, developing everything, we're third world country, blah blah blah. Since we're still that, you know, we can't, you know, we can't be held accountable for, you know, the first world problems, first world situations, this and that. You know, we need all the money, resources, power, everything humanly possible to get out of third world poverty state and go into first world country. And again, Trump and the good majority of the world is like, what are you guys talking about? You guys are already like above us in a lot of cases. So, you know, that's kind of like what's really going on with the trade talks more than anything else. And, you know, that just adds to what I'm saying in the sense that, you know, the dollar is not going to die. Why would the dollar die? So it's like this, other nations around the world, you know, aka Germany, you know, Europe and other nations that are getting away from the dollar, they realize that the dollar's not going to die, and what they're trying to do is pull away from the dollar in order for them to save their sovereignty, save their nation, save themselves from going into hyperinflation that they will not have any control over, because it's the dollar that's gotten out of control. And since the dollar gives every other currency its value, then what's going to happen is that, again, anyone that's attached to the dollar in any way, shape, or form is going to just their currency and their economy is going to hyperinflate as the dollar hyperinflates. But the dollar is able to, you know, again, control it within the dollar, you know, meaning people in the US don't see it as much because, you know, they control it with inflation, they control it with a bunch of other shit. But, you know, I mean, what is it, not inflation? What's the thing I'm looking for? Like interest rates and those other shit. Anyway, I'm sorry, I lost it there. I forgot for a minute. But the point is that, you know, other countries around the world are like, okay, if we get out now, then, like, for example, if Germany gets out now, then Germany will have the German franc valued in gold, valued in this, valued in whatever. You know what I mean? Like, all of a sudden, by this time next year, like I kept saying, the euro might not be around because every country is going to have their own currency so that they can transact and not be attached to something, again, which it all stems to being attached to the dollar and getting away from the dollar. Also, the US, you know, no matter how many sanctions they put on all these countries, you know, they're not going to be really that affected because, again, people are just going to be pulling away from, you know, the dollar and pulling away from the dominance that comes with that, because you know, they understand that, you know, the US isn't going to be like imposing, you know, any kind of military might for the most part on these nations, but, you know, they'll be imposing, you know, sanctions and this and that, all that kind of bullshit. But if no one, you know, there's laws in the books, but no one follows the laws or no one enforces the laws, then what the fuck do they matter? So it's the same kind of thing, you know. The US can pass as many sanctions and restrict as much as they want, but if other nations and the rest of the world doesn't really follow them, then, you know, they can't really do anything. And no, the US is not going to go through World War III just because, you know, a few countries here and there didn't follow sanctions, you know, because, again, you know, Germany, which is our major ally, all right, is literally, you know, has been for years, you know, like buying oil from Russia illegally, because, again, what does it mean by illegally? Well, again, the reason that Germany can't buy oil from Russia is because there's sanctions on Russia, and if, you know, the Germany buys, or any country buys anything from Russia, that means that we have to go to war with them. So according to that, we would have already been at war with Germany for, you know, for years already, and so on and so forth. So I just see that there's going to be more of that, you know, where our dominance is just going to start eroding away slowly, you know, but surely, and the dollar's going to be eroding away, and this is like the natural progression of things, and that's how everybody wants it. Now, let's talk about crypto and Bitcoin for a second. Yeah, Bitcoin is going to get to 100K. Bitcoin is going to get to 1 million. Bitcoin is going to get to these astronomical prices, because if Bitcoin is just a currency, nothing else, and other nations are getting away from the dollar and installing their own currency, or even better, you know, they're installing a cryptocurrency, then the US and the US dollar is going to try to, remember, they're not going to try, they are going to hyperinflate the dollar into oblivion, because they have no other choice. Remember, they had to print to death. You already know the cycle. So as they print to death, all right, things that are valued in the dollar, all right, and as the dollar loses, you know, faith around the world, you know, people lose faith in the dollar around the world, you know, these things that are valued in dollars, aka Bitcoin, gold, silver, you know, they're going to skyrocket in price, just like everything else. But people are really going to, you know, like the skyrocketing of prices within the crypto space and gold and silver is really going to exacerbate, because people are also going to be adding to that pot, meaning that they're going to be buying the gold and the silver and the crypto to get away from the dollar, and it's gonna hyperinflate because it's valued in dollars. Crypto and all these things are going to hyperinflate because they're valued in dollars, but they're also going to keep hyperinflating because of supply and demand and so on and so forth. All right. And so that's really the outlook on what I see for everything moving forward right now. And things are just going to be moving slow for the time being because that's the way it is. They're going to be moving sideways for the next few months. But once the economy tanks, it's parabolic, move upward, because there's no other choice. There's no other choice. There's no other anything. You know what I mean? There's no other way to move but up. All right? Simply, all right, because again, if we were just going through history, we're going through the same thing that we've gone through over and over and over and over again. That's the move. That's where it's going until the dollar disappears and so on and so forth. And the dollar is not going to disappear overnight. It's just going to take so long, and there's so many people who still value dollars and so on and so forth, and that's what it is. So the dollar literally needs to kill itself, destroy itself, and hyperinflate, like we saw with Venezuela, and we've seen with Zimbabwe, and we've seen with other, currencies around the world many times over. Hold on. Sorry. And that's it. And once we get to that, then that's when the death of the dollar is coming. That's when we're gonna really start seeing crypto become super crazy mainstream and so on and so forth, because by that point, again, China still might not want to fucking have the reserve currency. And by that point, which will be like 4 years down the line from today, we might have a new president. This is disastrous economy. And people are looking for a new way out, a new way, and with that new way will be Bitcoin, will be cryptocurrencies. And you got to remember, the people that are going to be leading this wave of adoption is going to be the millennials and the young kids, and not even the millennials, kids that we haven't even named them yet, okay? That group of kids that are still like in high school right now, these are the ones that are going to be leading this crypto revolution, because as they get into the workforce, as they get into the real world and so on and so forth, like right out of high school or in the last year of high school and that whole situation, and they're realizing right off the bat, how horrible, they already realize how horrible it is, but then if you imagine 4 years from now, or 2 or 3 years from now, and everything is beyond horrendous, why would they fucking adopt fiat or the dollar or this or that, let alone, why, first of all, these are the kids that are going into the workforce. Again, why would they adopt that? They will most likely go straight to crypto, and then most of the kids are probably not even going to go into the workforce. They're going to be their own workforce and be creating their own jobs and content and businesses and so on and so forth. And that's the revolution we're living in, because if the millennials are any indication of what's to come, with these next kids, that's what's going to happen. And that's it. And it's just the death of this whole thing is just going to be like automatic. It's all history. It's all happened so many times before that's what makes this, so easy to kind of predict and see, because it's just the way it is. It's just, so again, there are going to be little variables. Remember, history doesn't repeat, it rhymes.
Oh, fellow members of the Roman Senate, hear me. Shall we continue to build palace after palace for the rich? Or shall we aspire to a more noble purpose and build decent housing for the poor? How does the Senate vote?
Fuck the poor!
Good.
Count the money.
The Monet. Monet, say it. Monet. 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 Perfect. Don't forget. Give it to me again. Monet.
Monet.
Very good.
And we have a new variable again with just with the cryptocurrency, what Bitcoin blockchain cryptocurrency is, which is like the new version of a printing press. All that is what's really going to fucking change the world more than anything else. And this is a humongous paradigm shift, and not just currency and money, but a whole paradigm shift in power. Of going around the world, which we've seen in many times in human history before, but, none of us have seen it. It's been fucking probably 500 years since we last saw it, and so on and so forth. So, yeah. Again, look, let me just end it with this. Back 500 years ago during the Protestant Reformation, during, Martin Luther, the printing press, all that shit, at that point, the church was literally like, partying every day, doing whatever the fuck they want. Everything was full debauchery. The whole world was full debauchery. Sodom and Gomorrah, etc., etc., etc. And the people had it so much. And remember, by that point, there was full-on feminism. There was everything that we have today existed back then. Everything was full-blown on that. And it got to the point where people had enough. All right, and then they said, all right, enough is enough. So we don't want any more of this total freedom, and we're gonna go into total repression. And that's like the birth of the nuns, the birth of like the hardcore church, the birth of all of this other shit. And we went from, you know, full-on debauchery, you know, as a people, as the church, as everything, to full-on, you know, hey, we're gonna fucking chastise ourselves and put ourselves in the, you know, and make ourselves, you know, married to God and so on and so forth. And now we've gone full circle again, where now, you know, you already know what's happening in the popular culture and around the world, and what's happening with culture and shit like that. And now, again, we can already kind of see the writing on the wall, where everyone is, in a weird way, becoming slowly but surely more conservative, more conservative, more conservative. And it's not like we want to, per se. It's just more like it's like a human need that we need, you know, some sort of sense of normalcy again. And then what happens is, like, again, usually what happens is that, like, the rubber band gets pulled so tight one way that once it gets, you know, broken or released and it goes back this way, it doesn't like stop in the middle. It goes all the way the other way. So right now we're pulling all the way to the left, you know, meaning full freedom, everyone naked, everyone do whatever they want, no jobs, no work, whatever. And it fucking breaks and pulls away all the way to this side, and it goes to full on, you know, conservatism, you know. That's the danger, you know what I mean? Because and then from there it's just moving all the way back towards the middle, towards that, until it gets to that point. Bonk, bonk, bonk. It's a rubber band, guys. It's a cultural rubber band that just keeps happening. And within that, you know, is everything from currency to money to everything. Everything is all involved in that rubber band. And right now, we're all the way on the left. We already know that. We're about to snap and make it all the way back to the other end. And that's it. So, all right, guys, I'm going to leave it here, all right? Thank you guys so much for watching, subscribing, liking my videos, commenting, everything that you do, and so on and so forth. I love you guys. I know this is not the same as the live videos, but you know, this is what I do, and you know, I have a life as well, and I got a million other things that I have to do today and tomorrow and the rest of my life. I gotta live my life. I'm gonna be doing the live shows, okay? As soon as I get a chance, I'm gonna be doing Twitch. Maybe I can do it tonight, and we're gonna go from there. So, you know, stay tuned. I'll let you guys know on Discord and so on and so forth if I'm gonna be on Twitch tonight as an experiment. And again, you know, we're gonna be doing Twitch once a week. I don't know when exactly, and we're gonna make that an event every week. Make it fun and enjoyable for all of us. And you know, it'll be like a thing that you can't miss, you shouldn't miss, because if you do miss it, then, you know, you have no choice but to watch the rerun on YouTube. Yeah, because I'll be able to do that. I mean, I'll be able to record the whole Twitch thing and then, right, upload it to YouTube. Why not? So, all right, guys, I'm gonna leave it there. I hope you guys have a great day, wonderful day. I know it's a little hard today because it's 9/11 and so on and so forth, and a lot of us have a lot of memories, good, bad, mostly bad, you know, about this day and so on and so forth. But as I was saying in the video before, let's use this as a reminder to wake the fuck up, okay? There should be a day, you know, that, you know, we use to, you know, push ourselves and humanity and everyone forward, and, you know, and hopefully say enough is enough and stop, you know, stopping this whole charade. But again, I'm only one person, and hopefully there's many more people out there that watch this and feel encouraged to do the same thing. All right? So again, thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, please subscribe, please share, and I'll see you guys mañana. Peace. Oh yeah, it's Taco Tuesday. Don't forget to get those tacos.
You don't want to hear this from me, but I'm just going to tell you because it's the fucking truth. I think your adversity is your fucking gift. Straight up. Because what you don't realize is happening right now in the world is the internet is making everything equal, and the chip on the shoulder that's forming on you right now, the fact that you're not entitled and you're not fucking soft and you can appreciate shit, that's gonna play out in your 20s, 30s, and 40s. You don't see it now, but you're gonna look at it the same way I did. When I was 9 and my mom said, go fuck yourself, buy your own Nintendo, I hated life. Now it's the best shit that ever happened to me. When I was 13 and I had to work every weekend and make $2 an hour bagging ice for 15 hours a day, and all my friends were partying and hooking up and having fun and going to parties and shit, I hated it. Now it's the best shit that ever happened to me. If I can leave you with anything, it's patience. Patience. How many people in this room right now over 30? Raise your hands. They don't know, right? When you were 14, you felt old, like I'm grown. Like you don't get it, how early it is. I'm 42 years old. I feel exactly the same way I did when I was 16. I got straight fire in my chest. I'm hungry. I want it. It feels the same. I don't even know what to tell you. And all the 9 people that just raised your hand will tell you the same thing. We're still thinking about the same dumb shit we did when we were 15. We're still ambitious, we still want it, we're still growing. It's the same thing. And you can't see that now, and neither could I. When I went into the liquor store when I was 22 years old, my cousin was 30, I thought he was old. You know? So I know what you think, I get it, I remember, I've got a good enough memory. But I'm not trying to rah-rah you or give you hope off some bullshit. I'm just trying to tell you the truth, which is the internet's here. It's a complete land grab. There's unlimited opportunity. Nobody cares where you started. Nobody's stopping you. There's nobody that's got to take your resume. There's no grades that matter. None of it. What matters is, are you willing to hustle? And how bad do you want it? And are you willing to live a life where you're not letting other people judge you? So then you're not pandering to it. The biggest problem I see right now with a lot of people, a lot of 20, 30-year-old guys follow me, and every one of them is just buying dumb shit. Like, just buying dumb shit. Like clothes and watches and sneakers, all because they're trying to front and use it to get girls and all that. And that's fine, I get it. But they're letting other people dictate their life. The reason I always do things that I think I might fail at is because I don't care what anybody thinks if I lose. It's a very big deal, guys. The reason I take so many risks, and always did, and that's why I won, was because if I lost, I didn't care about what anybody thought about my L. It's my fucking L. I'm telling you, if you can figure out how to get every voice out of your mind, your whole life will change. Doesn't mean you don't take advice from people, but if you realize how to get quiet up here, everything's different, man. What's scary about failure? I love losing. It means I learned something.
Guys, do you have your Waves wallet yet? If you don't, get it now. Go and download your Waves wallet, all right? As soon as you download your Waves wallet, I need you to do me a favor and send me your Waves address, all right? Why? Well, because we're gonna have a daily competition or a daily prize giveaway of 1,000 Jose coins. How we're gonna give these coins away? Easy. All you're gonna do is leave a comment below, and after the comment, please leave your Waves address. See, up top left, there's your address. All right, everyone's gonna have a different address, so just leave a comment and then leave an address, and then I will pick someone randomly every single day. Guys, thanks again for watching. I really love you guys. You guys are amazing. Just want to give a quick shout out to all my patrons out there. You guys know who you are. Keep them coming. That's right. We're gonna do this together. All right. Can't do it without you. All right. Now let's see if we can breeze right through this. We got a lot to cover. I want to give a quick shout out to the Crypto Outfitter. These are, you know, some of my sponsors and so on and so forth. Check out the Crypto Outfitter to get all your crypto clothes, crypto wares, you know, meaning anything from coffee to, you know, phone cases, stickers, you know, hoodies, all kinds of things, okay? Check them out. We got a link at the bottom for discounts and all that good stuff. Also, we got Erwin's Coffee. This guy, not only does he provide amazing gourmet coffee, but he roasts his own beans and then he sells it for crypto. So if you want to buy coffee with crypto way before Starbucks, check it out, guys. He has your stuff. We also got streammaster.biz. Again, we have the best media player investment out there. You know, you can stream sports, you know, stream shows, movies, much more. Check out the website. Check out the link at the bottom of the video so you can get all the information on them. Also, we got bitblaster.io, and we got, you know, these guys over here are freaking awesome. You guys have to check out the website. You got a full website here, you know, with all your crypto needs taken care of. We have, you know, all the charts. We got news. We got tweets. We got a chat room. We got a video player that's always playing videos.
And
look at that.
You know, and then he's like, I don't trust you, man. I'm gonna dox you.
We got Ivan on Tech, interviewing Richard Hart at the moment. And then, we got a bunch of static videos. I'm here as well. You guys can watch my video while you guys are browsing the site, checking all your stuff out, so on and so forth. Many, many more links. It's a one-stop shop all for all your crypto needs. Again, everything you want, anything you could ever want right here and need. Just check them out.
First link I can find.
Look at this, amazing stuff. And then, we're going to bring up Twitch for a minute, because since I can't do any live streams or live shows on YouTube anymore, I'm going to see if I can start doing it on Twitch, all right? So still trying to figure out where I'm going to be doing my videos, but again, most likely they're going to be on Twitch, all right? So once a week, we're going to still do our live shows, probably on the weekend, so we can all gather, chat, have a great time just like we used to, and so on and so forth. And last but not least, please don't forget to please like, please subscribe, please share, please hit the little bell icon and all that good stuff, all right? And yeah, come check me out, all right? I'm always here. Love you guys. Thanks again for watching. Peace, love, prosperity, and again, don't forget to always share the knowledge, all right? Peace out, guys. See you mañana.